from speaking out. Why local nurses feel they can't share what's happening on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. Battle over rent. With so many people struggling financially because of the coronavirus, our Ryan Histon explains the growing movement between renters and landlords.
And a nice day for today, although we've got some rain headed our way this evening, so lots of clouds hanging around town. We'll show you the numbers. We've got a cool down coming for the weekend.
You're watching Today in St. Louis.
Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Rennie Knott. Allie Corey joins us from her home as we practice social distancing in the 2-box. Good morning, Allie.
Hi, Rennie. Good morning, and good morning to everybody at home. Happy Friday. Hopefully it is starting to feel like a Friday as we lead by example, trying to flatten the curve. We have a lot to get to over the next half hour, but Rennie, I know we have our question of the day.
Yes, we do, Allie. We want to know, is your home messier from staying inside during the COVID-19 pandemic? Go to the 5 on Your Side app and weigh in. We'll have results coming up a little bit later in this newscast.
Mine definitely is. Okay, Rennie, here's what's coming up over the next 30 minutes. Governor Mike Parson is getting pressure from Missourians for a statewide stay-at-home order. The threat to nurses to not share what's happening inside of our hospital. The struggle St. Louis residents are having to try to pay rent, and more of our local parks are closing. But first, let's get an update on the number of people impacted by the coronavirus here in our area. Here locally in the bi-state, in Missouri, there are 1,226 people who have tested positive. 14 people have died. This includes St. Louis County's 6th death and Jefferson County's 1st. In Illinois, there are 116 confirmed cases with 3 deaths. Yesterday, St. Clair County announced another death, and again, those are the local cases for our area, Rennie.
Well, Allie, people are fired up with Missouri Governor Mike Parson. Why hasn't the governor issued a stay-at-home order for the entire state of Missouri? With more on that, we go to our Savannah Louie. She's live in downtown with the action from the governor. Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning, Rennie. Get this, the governor hosted a Q&A on Twitter yesterday, and he was just inundated with people asking, where is Missouri's statewide stay-at-home order? He's also faced criticism from medical professionals as well as some of our local leaders. Now, all of this comes as about 90% of the country is under some sort of statewide or local stay-at-home order. Only 11 states now have not issued statewide orders. Governor Parson says this is all because there is no one-size-fits-all approach to the pandemic. He has issued an order requiring social distancing. That expires April 6th. That's just 3 days from now. Now, all of this comes as our neighbors in Illinois have actually extended their stay-at-home orders through the month. Many people are arguing that no statewide order for Missouri will increase the spread and be worse for our state in the long run. Right now, there are nearly 2,000 cases here, but several rural counties in Missouri actually don't have any cases. Governor Parson says this is why he's leaving it up to local leaders to make that call.
Our state is so diverse. For every segment of the state is different. And it's very difficult sometimes to put a blanket order in place. And then when you start looking at the exceptions that you're going to do, or what is the essential businesses are there, because they differ from whether you're in a big urban area, whether you're in a rural area.
So we've learned that at 5 o'clock today, Governor Parson will address this. He will address some of the rules in place. Of course, we will cover that on air, online at KSDK.com, as well as our 5 on Your Side app.
All right, thank you, Savannah. Meanwhile, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker will speak in Chicago at 2:30. He already has a stay-at-home order for his entire state. So today he'll tour the McCormick Place, the city's convention center where they have set up a portable hospital. Jefferson County is taking the precautionary approach. Executive Dennis Gannon has extended the county's emergency declaration and stay-at-home order indefinitely. It was set to end on April 13th. The new extension will continue unless it's modified.
Well, Rennie, we've heard a lot about the lack of personal protective equipment for our doctors and nurses who are on the front lines trying to save the lives of coronavirus patients. But we're also hearing that Missouri healthcare workers fear that they don't have a voice. And here's why. The Missouri Nurses Association says that in the last week and a half, a dozen nurses complained their employees or their employers threatened to fire them if they talked publicly about what they were seeing on the job.
It's basically a gag order. They're being muzzled from being able to talk to the media. I think people
idea about what it's like out there.
Now, we checked with BJC, Mercy, SSM, and HSHS. All say this ban on speaking out is not happening at their hospitals.
It's the first Friday of the month, which means the rent is due for a lot of people in the bi-state area. But times are also tough. With so many people out of work, they don't have the money. Ryan Henson reports on the battle brewing between renters and landlords.
So the government set a date, April 19th. No one can be evicted or thrown out before then. One real estate manager I spoke with says that date most likely will be extended months as long as this pandemic is around. One thing she says all tenants need to do if they're in trouble, communicate. One of the first calls I made, the county housing department. Their department is already feeling the pinch. Families who live in public housing or get government assistance are required to use 30% of their income on rent and utilities. If that number drops,
You're given a certain amount of money every year. If you have to use more of it, like in this particular pandemic, you can't service or help as many families as you would like to.
right now there's more than 1,300 families on the St. Louis County Housing Department wait list. STL rent strike is a growing movement that is urging tenants to use rent money on the essentials. Organizers urge families to pursue any strategy they feel is best, but the point of the strike is to put a wall around those whose checks have disappeared. So what about the real estate companies or landlords? They're real people too. Here's STL Rent Strike's response. Quote, "We have little to no sympathy for people who are making their living off our broken backs, our polluted neighborhoods, and our drafty houses. If they lose their profits and have to adjust their retirement plans, we will not be crying for them." Or was that supposed to be a joke? Paula Bonyak with Whitney Management, which houses close to 1,000 families in our area, says that's the wrong approach. Just like them, she has a family.
That pays our mortgage. That pays our vendors and contractors. So in turn, they will continue to come out and do work for us. And it also pays the employee's payroll.
She says the first step should be always trying to find a common ground between the two sides. In addition to financial help, many landlords will connect tenants in need with vital social services. For full transparency, STL Rent Strike only agreed to do an interview via text, and they wanted to remain anonymous. We have their full interview posted at KSDK.com. Also, don't forget to download the app.
Okay, Ryan, thanks. And a reminder that St. Louis County parks are going to be closing tonight at 8 o'clock. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page says they're going to be putting up those barricades. The County Parks Department is actually going to be working with Great Rivers Greenway to block the trail networks that actually are within those parks. And a reminder, if you have any questions about the coronavirus, we can get the answers for you. Just text this number, 314-444-5125. Please text this number, do not call. That way our newsroom can keep better track of what it is you want to know. Rennie?
New this morning, the Belleville Diocese has a new bishop. It announced today that the Pope has accepted the resignation of Bishop Edward Braxton. Father Michael McGovern has been appointed in his place. He is from the Chicago Archdiocese. McGovern is currently a parish priest at St. Raphael the Archangel Parish in northern Illinois. The White House will soon issue new guidance in an effort to curb the coronavirus. Coming up on Today in St. Louis, what they will announce to protect millions of Americans. Plus, the struggle to file for unemployment. Many share concerns that their benefits cannot be claimed. Now, these are tough times for all of us, and that is why we want to stop from time to time and share some positivity. We want to send the love. Yes, we are keeping our physical distances, but we can still show our support for our friends, for our families, and for our neighbors.
I'm Terry Crouppen from Brown and Crouppen. And as little orphan Annie said, the sun will come out tomorrow and things will be better. And when it is, I'm going to Ted Drew's. And if I see you there, I'm going to buy you an ice cream cone, if there's not a million of you. You stay well, stay safe. See you at Ted Drew's.
Hey, this is Monica's Mike.